Matt, if you were going to describe IDP to someone, what do you think you would tell them?
So I love bringing IDP to new people. So
Hmm.
obviously, maybe not obviously, IDP stands for Individual Defensive Player. So traditionally in fantasy football, you will have your offensive starters, your QB, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, kickers, and there's been this thing for a while, team defense, where you get points based
Hmm.
on how the entire team does. The entire team defense does in any given game. IDP kind of just expands on the team defense idea. So instead of having an entire team defense, you have the individual defensive positions. So you'll start potentially some linebackers, safeties, cornerbacks, depending on the format of your league. But really, it gives you an entire other side of the ball to be paying attention to while watching games. So I know my first interaction with IDP, it's a bit daunting when you first get in. There's a whole
Yes.
other side of the ball of players that you've never really been paying attention to. I know I'd been playing fantasy football for, I don't know, 10 to 15 years before I even got into IDP. And yeah, there's like, oh my gosh, like even looking at these names you're seeing right here, like, who are these people, right? You know the players on your own team, but you don't really know everyone else.
Yeah.
But once you dip your toe in, once you start learning some of the names, it just totally expands and makes the viewing of games that much better. Because now all of a sudden, you have your slot wide receiver make a catch, which is exciting. But all of a sudden, that linebacker you have makes the tackle, which gives you points, like double the points. It sounds intense, but it's really not, because once you start, and all of the websites they have out there, this is the big thing for convincing people too. They have rankings for everyone. It's all built in. You don't even have to know these things going in, because on your ESPN draft board or whatever, you'll see Nick Bosa already there. It's just expanding the player list by a little bit.
Yeah, perfect. I love that. And I want to add on to the being daunting aspect too. I totally get that. Lots of people are hesitant to try this because I don't. It's hard enough for me to know the third wide receiver on the Cleveland Browns. Now I need to know 11 starting defensive players on the Cleveland Browns. No, thank you. And possibly their backups. No, thank you. So I get that, but we want to try to make it easy. Understand that's what we're going to do for you here. We're going to help you learn those players. If you are interested and you do want to take the dive, we are here to help you learn these players and who they are and what benefits they can provide to a league that uses individual defensive players. So please don't think it's too daunting. I know it definitely can seem that way at first, but man, once you're in, I've never gone back.
You can't go back. You can't go back.